So here we are. Okay, so again, I'm Ivadane, and this is going to be part two of what I began and had to break for because, as I said, I am in my transportation mode right now. And when I get it, I'm going to go to it, and then I'll come back to you if that's okay. This is about helping people to understand people's gifts, helping people to understand people's purposes, but most importantly, sharing with those who do not know that you do have a purpose. You are here for an absolute reason. And the different experiences you go through are actually to help you get to that purpose. Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, I absolutely love the title. And in listening to it and listening to her during her tour, it helped me to better communicate to others that every single thing that you do is all about you becoming who you're going to become, whenever that is. We don't know when that's going to be. We don't know when your final arrives, when you have arrived. But just do what you do. Know that everything absolutely matters. Because with experiences, unless you're solo in this experience, the lesson, the reason could very well be for someone else, but you are participating in it. And it doesn't mean that you won't get anything out of it. You very well may get a whole lot out of it, but it wasn't necessarily for you. And then in some cases, you don't get anything out of it, and you say to yourself, oh my God, what was that for? Like, I wasted all this time. Don't take it personally. You did not waste time. You were a part of time. And for that matter, let me just say, time doesn't matter. Time really doesn't exist. Like, we continue to evolve, and man has put hours on it for the purposes of, oh Lord, I don't want to say tracking. So for the purposes of regulating different systems, the clock was created. Because really, time is infinite. We have all the absolute time in the world. I do not wear a watch. I don't wear a watch, but I can almost tell you the time within 5 minutes, anytime you ask me. I can. It doesn't mean that everybody else can. But I do not wear a watch intentionally. It's just something that I stopped doing decades ago. Of course, we have our devices. We have different things we can look at to see what time it is when it's time. But even before that, wearing a watch wasn't important to me. It's just get up, move, and do. Even in one of my lives where I was a bus driver in the city of New York, one of the things I hated the most was the time points. I didn't like them because even though it was supposed to keep a schedule and create a schedule for the customer who was waiting, it also became a game to some of the co-workers who, in that time point period, if you happen to leave late from, let's say, the beginning point and you're backed up, you had some who would stay behind you, not because it was not their time, but because they knew you were late, so there were many people in front. So my mindset just said, you know what? Leave when you're supposed to leave and arrive when you're going to arrive at the other end. Couldn't focus on the time, that especially when there were so many others, in this case, lingering behind me, so someone else would be coming. I have to watch my back, for sure. So I'm watching my back, and I'm watching my front. I'm watching everything. We have to watch everything. Observance. Always stay in observing mode. That is important as well. So, okay. Life presents us with opportunities every single day. Life presents us with opportunities. And some of you may have seen the video on the YouTube where we nonprofits and profitable entities have come together to create the My Rock Steady Housing Initiative. I'm still watching my back, right? The My Rocksteady Housing Initiative. And what this housing initiative is all about is providing affordable housing. Now, let me explain something to anyone who's listening who does not understand this completely. We will see projects go up here, there, and everywhere. We will see projects go up, and they call it affordable housing. But when you look at the criteria for it, it is say your income has to be between 30 and 45,000, or 45 and 60,000, or 100,000. And you're asking yourself, how is this affordable? This is how. Because there are people who are making 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100,000. There are people who are making that money. And guess what? They too need affordable housing. Everyone needs affordable housing. So whether you're low income or mid income or high income, everyone needs affordable housing. So the My Rocksteady Housing Initiative is to provide affordable permanent housing. And that is so very important. We're asking you to contribute to this effort, to contribute directly. And I say directly because if we were to run a fundraiser and you were to contribute like we are, that would be a direct contribution. If we were to write a proposal for a grant, or if there was loan money out there and we wanted that loan money to if we wanted that loan money to develop the building, that loan money would still be your money. In most cases, it's still your money. It's taxpayers' money. But what that loan money is also going to tell us, or that grant money is also going to tell us, is that we have to give a certain percentage to this income range, a certain percentage to this income range, a certain percentage to this income range. And I'm thinking to myself, when I'm looking at some of the offers, why is low income only 15%? And I know business is business. But why is low income 15%, and then you have the higher income at a higher percentage? I would like to believe that a development would equal it out, that you would have 33 and a third of each: low income, middle income, and higher income. And what you can do is set deadlines. You can set deadlines for the application and the qualification process to go through. And then and this happens. It'll tell you the waiting list is closed. We're screening. Everyone wants to live comfortably. And when we speak about affordable housing, we cannot not speak about homelessness. So the My Rocksteady Housing Initiative, when we came together, it started with developing housing for veterans. The Veterans Administration has a program called the Veterans Medical, I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called. I believe it's called the Veterans Medical Fostering Program. And it's where you would allow a disabled veteran to come and live in your home, and you would take care of them. You have to own the home, and I believe it has to be semi-detached or completely detached. But you are fostering them, and it is an alternative to living in an institution for the veteran, which is great. That's like absolutely wonderful. So that's the start. Through the conversations, we were then led to each other, and we were given an opportunity to open up a shelter that would be veteran specific and a hotel. Through that process, we also learned of the inconsistencies of management and resources when it came to single individuals or couples in a shelter. Single people in the shelter system are not treated humane. They're not. There's a system within that system that almost mimics recidivism of the prison system. So here we have a problem. Okay, so let's get rid of the problem. The My Rocksteady Housing Initiative, we are a solution. We are a piece of the solution puzzle. We are here to provide affordable housing, purchase, renovate, build, and also resources to prevent homelessness. So resources that would prevent eviction from rentals or foreclosure of homeowners. And right now we're still in the pandemic state. 2020, November 1st. It's November 1st, 2020. And when this pandemic is lifted, there's going to be a crisis of homelessness, a crisis of I don't know where to go or what to do. So what we want to do, what we're going to do when we reach our goal is we're going to set aside a fund that will help with low interest loans to prevent eviction and to prevent foreclosure. That's what we're doing. Let me share a little bit with you again that I've learned with the homeless situation and especially with single people. During the cold weather months, there is some ignition behind getting the homeless off the street in the cold, in the winter. Getting the homeless off the street in the cold. And you will hear in the media, people will say, oh, the homeless don't want help. Oh, we want to get them off the street, but they refuse to come into shelter. Well, you're bringing them into a drop-in overnight shelter for one night, not to sleep out on the street overnight. And then in the morning, they have to leave. And think about the importance of community and the importance of mind health. Think about those two things. So here's the community. Yes, I am homeless, but this is where I am, and this is where I sleep, and this is where I've slept for the last 3 months. And I know that person, and that person, and that person, and this person, and our blankets and our cardboard. We know where that is. We are safe. We are warm. We are a community living together on these streets. Sleep by day, sleep by night, protecting the community. So when you uplift me, when you uproot me from my community, I am now going to become a victim in a sense that if by some chance I don't make it back by a certain time to get that same bed you gave me last night for one night, my community is broken. My cardboard is missing. My safe space I no longer have. So that's community. Now let's think about mind health. You're offering me something that's wrapped in a pretty basket. You're offering me warmth. You're offering me possibly a meal. And you're offering it for one night or with conditions. And here are the conditions for single people. You must leave here by day and come back by a certain time at night. Okay? So you uprooted me from my community. I've gathered up my personal belongings. I've brought them with me in your vehicle, most likely. You brought me to this place. Now you tell me to leave. With my personal belongings, I'm now put back on the street for the day. And I'm supposed to get back to you by a certain time that night. There's something wrong with that process. And my mind health is saying, stay where you are. Stay where you are. You're warm. It's your community, and you feel safe. And your mind is at ease. Stay where you are. Because if you uproot me, all of this has to start again. I don't know with who. I don't know where. I don't even know if I can make it back here because you drove me away from my community in a vehicle with my personal belongings. So that was assistance. So now I'm carrying my personal belongings. How far can I go? How far can I go? And for the most part, how far do we go? We go outside that parameter. Now we're in a neighborhood hanging out on the street with our personal belongings. Or if I didn't have to take my personal belongings out, but I needed to be back there by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever the curfew time is, and I don't make it back there, then you've gathered up now my personal belongings, placed them, I'm not sure where, I don't have that little bit of information, and I am still at a loss. I am worse than what I was, because if you remember, you picked me up from a community where my cardboard was, and I was really warm and safe at night, and I woke up in the morning and did what I had to do, and some of us slept by day, and some of us slept by night, and we were a community, and we were together. You've uprooted me for the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. So my mind health tells me, as a homeless person living on the street, stay where I am. Stay in my community. Though I don't have a roof, I feel safe here. I feel safe here. Does that make sense? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? So the My Rock Steady Housing Initiative is to provide permanent housing, affordable housing, and as we continue in the shelter system project, it is not for a drop-in center. We have committed ourselves to that. It will not be a drop-in, and you will not have a curfew. When we bring you in, we will bring you in. We will clothe you. We will bathe you, feed you, clothe you, and give you time, like 2 hours, to just be in yourself, to figure out. First, we will tell you that this is real, that this is where you will be. You will not have to leave in the morning. You will have your meals. And this is temporary as we move you into permanent housing. Resources, case management, will be there for you. My Rock Steady Housing Initiative. My, because it's personal. Rock, because it's firm, it's strong, and steady for stability. My Rock Steady Housing Initiative will work. So I'll ask you if you could just please go to myrocksteady.com, read about us. You may join us, but definitely please support us. When you support us, if you share us out of the goodness of your heart, we absolutely thank you. Thank you. We have flyers that can be posted in store windows and business windows. They can just scan the QR code and make a donation. 100% of your donation is tax deductible if you itemize on your taxes. And if you don't itemize on your taxes and you make a donation to this initiative, you can definitely keep up with us. We will keep up with you. You can be involved. You can be involved. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. We're going to create a system where people can log in and they'll get a number. They'll get a number. And that number will be indicative of if ever you need to go into a pool for affordable housing or you transfer it to someone else. That number will be associated with you. And it won't be an order. It will be similar to a lottery, but, well, no, actually, it can be an order. No, it can be an order, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so you come in, and we'll let you know when it's up and running. So subscribe to my YouTube. We're going to create a My Rock Steady YouTube as well, so that you can subscribe and keep posted and updated and send us an email on the website. You can go to locations and you can send us your email, and we'll keep you posted via email. It's going to be a great piece to the solution puzzle, and we are really excited about that. But see, that's what I do. Going back to that other story, Networking for Success is the name of my business. You can visit that, networkingforsuccess.info. I absolutely love helping people. And children and seniors are my passion, because both of those groups know what they know, but aren't respected 100% for what they know, either because they're too young or because they're too old. You folks in the middle, please try to understand that you were once and you will be. So how you treat people, how you have been treated, patience and understanding and communication are utmostly important. And speaking of communication, I'd like to invite you all to, this is a thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for participating. Thanks for buying in. This is your thank you. You can visit nfspcn.com. nfspcn.com. That is Networking for Success Power Card Network. And it is just like that package we used to get when we ordered something in the mail. We used to get that gift package, or if you put in a change of address at the post office, they'll give you that envelope with a whole lot of offers. Some things in this you will use, some things in this you will not use, but I can guarantee there's value in it. One valuable item that's in there is a digital copy of my book, Suicide is a Serious Killer. Let's end it today. And don't be scared. Suicide is a form of death, a form of dying. It is something that is self-inflicted, so there's a shame to it. But let me share with you, there's a shame to everything. And death comes every single day to someone. Every single day to someone. We, in this book, communicate understanding some of the reasons why people commit suicide, and it is detailed in a way that's empowering, inspiring, informative, educational, motivational. That is the deliverance in this book. The digital version is online. You can purchase the paperback on Amazon retail, and you can purchase it wholesale also. So if you go to the nfspcn.com and look to the left, you'll see funding campaigns. We have several organizations that are utilizing the book for fundraising purposes. I'm helping to get out the information and deliver. So feel free to read it. And of course, you can absolutely share it. Out of this thank you package, you can share it. And I appreciate it if you do. It's a very good read. It's a great read for groups discussion. It's a great read for family discussion. You will see. It is not a continuous chapter book, so you can read chapter 1 or 2 or 4 or 10. You can read whatever chapter you want, because it's not a continuation story. It is not my story. I was motivated to write this book when Robin Williams committed suicide, because at that point I knew with all that he was going through that there had to be professionals involved. And I said, okay, there's professionals involved, there's medication involved, there's a few things involved. Something else needs to be done. That was my first thought. Something else needs to be done, because those are all of the professional societal things that are in place. So now, the book was inspired by Robin Williams. Well, me writing it, because a year prior to writing the book, I had put a message on Facebook, which was the same point of view that I had. So again, becoming, everything you do leads to something else, and timing is what's important. Time doesn't exist, but when the time is right, keep that in mind, when the time is right. So with that, Suicide is a Serious Killer. Let's end it today. It's a very good book. It's a great book to read. 8 years old and above should read this book. Great for discussion. I'm going to take a pause, and I will be back with another segment, and we will discuss a few more things. We haven't talked about this pandemic in full, but I will leave you with hydroxychloroquine works for some people. Hydroxychloroquine works for some people. So we will come back to this. Thank you.